dear President, dear Secretary General, dear leaders, dear friends, let me first start by congratulating Manfred Weber. Manfred is a staunch defender of our values. He knows our family, he understands our parties. You are a true European and you are our leader. Thank you, Manfred. Being in this room fills me with such pride and such hope for the future. And looking around me today, I know that our family, our team, will be able to both lead the discussion on a European level and win on a national one. And we will win by being right, by being true to ourselves, by adapting our approach, but not ever compromising on our shared values. We speak often about values, but it is time that we underline what they mean. When we speak about liberty, that means we believe in the freedom to choose, to vote as you wish, to live, to disagree, and dissent without consequence. We believe in equality before the law, in opportunity, values that we have taken for granted, that we have grown complacent about, values which are openly today being called into question, values which are being attacked in Ukraine in the most brutal of manners. These are the values that scare autocrats who thought that their oil, gas, or super yachts could buy our silence. Donald Tusk yesterday Donald Tusk echoed another famous poll when he called on us to not be afraid. He was right. It takes courage to stand up for these values when it is simply easier not to. It takes courage to tell our people that these values have a price worth paying. It takes courage to tell Ukraine that their place is with us in Europe, to extend our hand to Moldova, to Georgia, and to keep our promises to the Western Balkans. It takes courage to face down dictators and tell them that their time is over, to say might is not right, to say no to the short-termism of appeasement. It takes courage to disentangle ourselves completely from Russian energy, to send equipment to those on the front line. It takes courage to pool our resources in health, in energy, in security, in defense. It takes real courage. Courage on display every single day in Ukraine. Courage that people like Svetlana Tikhanovskaya, Maria Kolesnikova, and Veronika Tsepkalo found in Belarus. Courage that Maya Sandu uses to push forward democracy in Moldova. Courage that Alexei Navalny showed when he flew back into Russia, knowing exactly what awaited him. Courage that those who came before us found to create this Europe. Courage that we must find again and hold on to it. Friends, we are the party of Europe. We understand that we are better, safer, and stronger when we act together. And this is the new world. There is no other way. Our family has shaped the Europe we know today. And now it is up to us to shape the Europe of tomorrow. Because if we do not, then those who want a very different Europe will. And few people have contributed more to that vision than our outgoing President, Donald Tusk, and Secretary General Tono Lopez Isturiz. Donald, Tono, thank you. Thank you for always being there, for standing up for our Europe and for sticking your neck out for our values and our parties in different states, for reminding us what is at stake. Now allow me a moment to digress. This is the first time in history that both the European Parliament and the European Commission are led by women. It is no coincidence that we both come from this political family. And I want to thank Ursula von der Leyen for her determination in helping other women to climb, for being a role model for so many girls and boys, and for fighting for our Europe. When 4 months ago I was elected President of the European Parliament, Antonio Tajani warned me to expect the unexpected. But I didn't think I would have to talk about war and what it means to stand up for our values, about the importance of peace and why freedom matters. We like to say that Europe is the most successful global project for peace. It is also the brightest beacon of democracy across the globe. And we need to say that more. We are a proud answer to autocracy because in Europe we know that peace without freedom is no peace at all. And it is that core belief that has driven our response to the brutal Russian invasion of Ukraine. And in times of crisis, in times of hard decisions, it is within our values that we find the answers. It is why Putin could not break the unity in our response, because he misunderstands us. He sees our disagreements, our arguments, as weakness when that is where our strength lies. That is what democracy is, and that is what the EPP has fought so hard for. That is what Europe is. We don't want to make everyone the same. We cherish different cultures, different traditions, different backgrounds, because this melting pot is what has created the foundation of this Europe. This Europe, this imperfect project of ours, is what Ukraine is fighting for. Dear friends, it is easier to oppose than to seek unity and lead. It is easier to break than to build. It is easier to sit down than to stand up. But we have never been afraid to do what is difficult, what is necessary. The EPP knows what leadership means. It does not mean you always get your way. It does not mean you always win. It is about listening, it is about seeking solutions for all, and about being steadfast in a united, collective response. I've said that I wanted to do what I can to help people believe in Europe, and that means explaining to people what Europe stands for. That means finding the courage to match our rhetoric with action. It means pushing back against anti-EU narrative. It means standing up to the so easy cynicism of creeping nationalism, fundamentalism, isolationism, values favoured by Putin and his apologists. Yes, Europe is peace. Yes, Europe is equality. Yes, Europe is liberty. And yes, Europe can be more. The world looks to us to set the standards on beating climate change, on restoring our planet, on preparing for the digital world, on fighting discrimination, on standing up for the rule of law, on protecting minorities. And in a world getting darker, it is up to us to ensure that Europe's light must shine brighter than ever before. And this is why, while fatigue grows around the news of war in Ukraine, while prices of energy rise across our continent, while the post-pandemic recovery is still a grave concern, while the digital economy and the green transition cause anxiety as much as they cause excitement, we need to be able to inspire. We need to lead. We need courage. We need to be not afraid. We need our Europe. Thank you.